That's the way we do it. No parking on either side.
It's recording, John.
No parking.
Good evening, everyone.
You may have to come up to the,
Hey,
just.
No more traffic.
can you guys hear me? Maria? can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
So that I don't have to wait. Okay, great. Good evening, everyone. Gary will start the transportation and capital improvements project committee meeting for the month of November.
Can't hear him.
Can't hear me? 7:05. I'm gonna move closer.
Can
Maybe
you guys hear us?
I can hear you.
Okay.
Maybe they can change their, I don't know if they're using a phone or you might want to change it to speaker.
Have we put volume up on here? Oh, no, that's for them, right?
Over $3. They need a longer wire.
If you see a little Bluetooth icon, if you're using a phone.
They don't have $3.
No. Or maybe turn the camera over there? So we can't see you, John.
Oh,
Hold on, my God.
we're good. Okay. As I move closer to the mic so you can hear me, Holly and Maria.
Oh, I can hear you. I can hear you fine.
Okay, so first on the agenda this evening, we're gonna have a presentation from the Department of Design and Construction regarding project HB or HED-578, which is a water main and sanitary sewer replacement on Monday Lane. So Maria, are you
Yeah,
guys ready to present?
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, we were ready to present. We thank you for having us tonight so that we can talk about the project.
Okay,
And hasn't started construction, so this is a good timing for us to get acquainted with the project and again address any questions or concerns you might have. So we ask that.
The camera, they turn on their camera?
Oh, I'm so sorry. I thought I had it on. I had it on early. Sorry about that. So, this also gives us an opportunity
Yeah.
not only to meet.
could everyone turn on their cameras, if you don't mind? They wanna see you guys.
So this doesn't only just, allow us an opportunity to meet the team, but to talk about the project and address any questions you might have. We ask that you please try to, ask the questions at the end. We might actually get to answer some of your questions during the actual presentation. So Eric, are you going to be able to bring the presentation up onto the screen?
Yes, I will
Okay.
share my screen now.
Okay, so Eric Abreu is our community construction liaison for the project. He'll be your first point of contact, and he'll be presenting the presentation on the project tonight. And myself and I don't know if I introduced myself. My name is Maria Centeno. I'm from the Department of Design and Construction, Office of Community Outreach and Communications and Policy Division at DDC. And I'm here joined also by our resident engineer, John Sarita. So we'll be here to support any Q&A at the end of the presentation. Thank you. Eric, it's all yours.
Awesome, thank you. And as Maria previously said before, my name is Eric Abreu. Can you guys hear me all right?
Yes.
Yes.
Perfect, awesome, cool. And also I'm accompanied by the office engineer, Janu, as well. And she'll answer any questions you guys have at the end, right? So let's, I will start sharing my screen in a second here. Can you guys see everything?
Yes, I can.
Awesome. All right, so can you guys hear me as well?
Yes.
Awesome. All right, so as you guys know, it's the replacement of distribution, water main, and sanitary sewer project on Mudley Lane. Project ID number HED-578. So just a little bit about a little bit table of contents here. Before we get started, just some general data about the project, why it's necessary, a couple community benefits, the map of the project and its field office, the locations as well. Then we have a construction overview, some impacts and mitigation, outreach notification, and then some Q&A at the end. First things first, project ID, as I previously stated, our notice to proceed was about August 21st, 2023. Our anticipated start date is To be determined. Hopefully, we are starting maybe winter of 2023. We'll get more into that towards the end of the presentation, and then our anticipated completion date is August 20th, 2025. It's about a 2-year project. A 2-year project. So the contractors Intercontracting Inc. The contract value of this is about 3.6 million. And the typical work hours when the project commences is about 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. Monday through Friday. And then if any weekend work would be necessary, it would be from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. And there will be no embargoes when it comes to holidays, summer, or special events. Okay, so why is this project necessary? So the cast iron pipes under the sidewalk have not been replaced since 1927. These pipes are susceptible to having leaks and or cracks. And as a result of this, flooding can be a substantial issue in the future. So yes, in this 2.5 block span between Nereid Avenue and Cranford Avenue on the south side of Muddy Lane, the sidewalk, these sewer main pipes and water main pipes are under the sidewalk themselves, and they have been replaced since 1927. And it's pretty urgent to do these replacements since they haven't been changed since 1927, and they are susceptible to leaks and cracks. The benefits to these designs. Some key elements of these designs will include replacing cast iron pipes with new ductile iron pipes to improve drainage and flooding conditions. Now you may ask, what is ductile iron pipes? Ductile iron pipes are basically a more durable, lightweight pipe that's easily that's more flexible than regular cast iron because it contains 3% carbon within its iron itself, which gives it those properties. Replacing distribution water main will improve water quality given to all the homes in the affected project site area. And then at the end of the project, new sidewalk, curbs, pedestrian ramps will also be installed at the end. So it's just an example here of what it currently looks like on that sidewalk. Not the sidewalk itself, but this is just an example from a previous project. As you see in that first arrow, that's excavated water main to be replaced. Old, rusted cast iron pipe that probably looks just like that on the ground now. And then right there to the left is a utility. Looks like wires from maybe Con Edison or some sorts. Yeah, that's definitely what a similar image of what's looking like under our sidewalk right now on Muddy Lane. This is what we will be installing. These are the ductile iron pipes. A lot more flexible, a lot stronger, a lot more reliable, and just definitely a need for a new makeover under that sidewalk. This is the project map. So if you see where my cursor is on the lower left-hand side, this is where our field office is. This is where we will be at. We're about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, about 14 blocks away, about 0.7 miles from the actual construction site, which is here highlighted in orange on your right-hand side of your screen. We'll be here from Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 3:30. With any questions and needs that you may have for us, we can find us there. Will you be able to find me more often right on the project site? And we'll get more into that in a sec. So this is just a basic construction overview of what will be happening step by step in these next 2 years. So right now we're in preliminary work. It's just I'm doing the outreach. I mean, me and my team are doing outreach as well. I'm partnered with BBC Ocon and my Borough of Outreach Coordinator, Maria. Just doing our outreach right now, giving our flyers, advisory notices, sending out email blasts to different internal government agencies, DSNY, FDNY, NYPD, that sort of thing. We are also working on our utilities, being in contact with Con Edison and Verizon because there are gas lines under the sidewalk as well, and there are also Verizon wire poles along the project site itself. So we're in constant communication with them right now, trying to figure out how they can help complete this project. Um, sorry about that.
Quick question, will Con Ed change, or will Con Ed be able to change the gas lines since you have the area open?
So right now, that is so that's in the
Sense?
works. That's what the contractor is negotiating right now. They are planning on reinstalling the pipes, but we don't know. That's on the contractor side. We don't know how the negotiations are going. But that is definitely that's definitely going to happen. We just don't know if we're doing it or if Con Edison is doing it.
I really hope that happens because it'll save a lot of money with the excavation and all that stuff.
Yes, I hope so too. It's gonna happen one way or another. It just depends on whose side it's on, whether it's Con Edison or it's
Right.
our contractor. So it'll definitely happen. Any other questions before I continue? Good. All right. Awesome. Permits and scheduling. Most of our permits are good. We're all packed through. Everything was good with the DEP Parks Department as well. Most of our permits and scheduling are done. Staging and storage of materials. We are this is where we're entering where our current stage is at now. About 3 weeks ago, we did our soil testing and tree pruning and removal. We did our tree. We removed about 7 trees on the in the 2 block span. We are planning on replanting those trees. We don't know where yet because there is a stipulation that DEP has that we cannot plant trees over our water main, and it can be in about a 7-foot range, I believe so. So we're trying to figure out with the DEP where can we replant those 7 trees. Also, soil testing. So this is where we got to the point where we don't know where the project is going to start yet. So we did soil testing in 4 different areas of our construction zone, and 2 out of the 4 areas came back contaminated. And now it's possible that all the other locations as well that we dug at could also be contaminated. So now there's different process and protocols and procedures that we have to go through in order to throw away or dispose of said contaminated material. So now we're in the works of getting that resolved, and then after we get that done, that is when we can start the actual construction. So that's where we're at right now in terms of starting the project. So once we start and once we get in ground, it'll be pretty cut straightforward. We'll be saw cutting and sending up the trench. Then next step will be excavation. Next is sanitary sewer. We will be starting with sanitary sewer on Cranford Avenue. From Cranford Avenue to East 241st Street, we'll be doing sanitary sewer. Then from East 241st Street to Nearwood Avenue, we'll be doing water main installation. And with water main installation comes in water shutdowns, which we'll talk about in the next coming slides. Then the above ground work, after everything underground is done, we'll be doing a sidewalk replacement, so they'll all get brand new sidewalks, which I'm pretty sure they'll be all happy about. New ped ramp and curb and ramp replacements will also be done, and then obviously the restoration of the small parts of the curb on the road that was had to be removed to replace said curb and ramp replacements. So that's kind of like the general overview of what will be happening. So community impact and mitigation. So we contractor into contracting shall work within DEP noise code regulations. Number 1. Number 2, keep storage site area clean and clear and safe. You don't want debris and dust flying around everywhere, getting all over people's cars and stuff like that. So we're trying to maintain that as best as you can. Covered trucks delivering fill material with a tarp, of course. Providing professional rodent control inspector to monitor and maintain rodent control stations. And then lastly, garbage pickup may be affected and will be coordinated with property stakeholders. So I have already been in contact with DSNY, and they that's literally the only site that that DSN passes through, since that is on the border of the city of Mount Vernon. So from Cranford to Neary, that's small piece that they do. And I already have been in communication with the supervisor, Rosario, his name is, on that in that section, and he'll try his best to hit that first section of the Bronx that he covers, so that won't affect construction. So he'll try to pick up at about 6 a.m. Their pickup times are Monday and Thursday at 7 usually. He's gonna try to make it a little earlier. So I have been in contact with them as well. Traffic patterns when it comes to the project site. The contractor shall maintain the following: signage and personnel to ensure a safe work site for pedestrians and vehicles. Mount Vernon Police Department traffic agents will be on site. That's a very important point. Mount Vernon requires us to have a police officer on site when to direct traffic and help with any situations that may occur at the project site. People can get frustrated, when sometimes we have to move their cars and, someone's not there to move the car. Someone we have to run their plates and see where they are to kind of get in contact with them, so we don't have to tow their car. So it's it's a big shout out to Mount Vernon that helps us out there. So they're always on site, being very helpful to help us out throughout this project. They'll be there every day we're on site. Right now, only one police officer. Maybe later down the line we'll need two, but we have one for now. Maintaining pedestrian access to sidewalk and crosswalks, very important. I know a lot of kids live in the area from Mount St. Mike Academy, so we'll definitely have those crosswalks and sidewalks clear for them and safe to get to school. Then we have plate and open roadway traffic when site is unattended. Driveway access may be temporarily restricted during work hours, but as coordination is done case by case, and that there are many. That's a good point there as well. There's many driveways that are maybe restricted, and I have talked to all the owners who have driveways there, and then I have coordinated with them that I'll let them know 72 hours prior to when they won't have access to, and only be from 7 a.m. to 3:30, which is when they're at work anyway. And when they do come back home, they should have access to it because we will be covering it with a plate. So I've been in communication with them and the contractor as well. Parking may be restricted when necessary. Signs will be posted well in advance. I know parking is a big thing in the Bronx, especially Mount Vernon, and it's such a narrow street. So I know I've talked to many of the homeowners, people who live there, that parking is definitely a big thing for them. So I'm trying my best to communicate with them and trying to find the best solution for them for when parking gets tough in that area, because it will get tough. When it comes to storage of materials, containers, machinery, it's going to be a tough site, especially when the street gets narrower from East 241st to near 8th. It's going to be difficult, but I'm trying my best with the community to find a solution for them when that time comes. And also a good point to bring out as well now is that this project won't start and we won't be working the entire length of Cranford to Neary Avenue. We'll be working in 50 to 75 foot increments, so maybe block by block, and the entire span of the project area won't be affected at the same time, which is a very good point. So that's definitely something that made their minds rest a little easier at night. All right, so water shutdowns. So a 72-hour advance advisory will be provided, and following will be provided a 24-hour confirmation or cancellation notice in the impacted areas. So like I said before, we'll be working 50 to 75 foot increments, and only about 3 to 4 houses may be affected when we're doing shutoffs. And when these shutoffs occur, I'll even kind of go above and beyond. I'll try my best to even give like maybe a week just a verbal notice, and then after that I'll do a 72-hour notice. I'll give an advisory, and I'll speak to them verbally or send out an email blast as well. And then for a third and final a confirmation notice for cancellation, definitely let the homeowners know as well. Specific instructions will be provided prior to the water shutdown, such as test shutdowns as well. We'll be doing. We'll speak about that a little more in a bit. Water shutdowns are scheduled during the day only, just obviously for the convenience of the homeowner. Most people are working during the day or at school, and they're not home to begin with. But then again, that's for the majority. But then for the most part, maybe people work at night and they do that. So we're gonna try our best to figure out schedules of the homeowners when that time comes. And during these temporary water shutdowns, we will ensure that the area has enough access to water, especially since we do have two businesses that are very dependent on water in the project area. It's the laundromat, and also on the that's on the Mount Vernon side, and on the Bronx side there is a food pantry and a daycare center that is heavily requires water throughout the day. So we'll definitely 100% make sure that they have water access.
How about Mount St. Michael?
Mount St. Michael should not be affected by the water shutdowns, and if they are, I will notify them. So it's funny enough. I went to school from Mount St. Michael for 4 years. I graduated from there back in 2017. I have a very close relationship with them. So if I have anything, if they have any problems with me or the project, they'll contact me right away. I have a very good relationship with them, but I talk to them all the time, and then it should not affect them in any way because we're at Mount St. Michael's, obviously close to more near 8th Avenue, and they are we're doing water main work from East to 41st and near 8th, so I don't think it's gonna 100%.
Yeah, I think the buildings are set back, right?
Yeah.
So our project is facing the yard, the track. So yeah, I don't think there's going to be any issue. I'd like to just make a quick update on our last bullet. I know we do encourage the community to call 311 if water isn't returned. But we also do have a new process in place called the reception notice. So normally we like to try to make sure that water has been restored to any of the buildings after a shutdown. And if they're not, we leave a resumption notice with actual cell numbers of team members, so they can call a live person who'll pick up the phone after hours. I know people work different hours, right? And they might not get home till after their shift, after midnight or something like that, and then they realize they don't have water, but we couldn't verify during the day. So the resumption notice helps to facilitate that rather than calling 311 and then kind of being, over and over being put, through to some other machine or other me leaving a message or not getting back to them until the very next day. So I just wanted to update that. So again, I think better than 311 is this resumption notice that we're going to use, if and when needed. Thank you.
Thank you, Maria. Appreciate it.
Yeah, I actually heard there was signs up too, so talking about the project.
Yes.
Oh.
I definitely went out there and plastered signs everywhere as much as I could. I do that about maybe 2 times a week. Try to just make sure that everyone's updated on their car windshields. Can't put it in their mailbox, but their windows as well, and their doors as well. I try to keep everyone updated. All right. Any more questions before we continue? We're almost done here.
We'll continue.
Awesome. All right. Continuing with special needs. Anyone with special circumstances should contact me, communication liaison, if anything that has to do with maybe someone that's handicapped or just any special needs in general when it comes to that may be affected by the project. Definitely come to me and I will work out whatever special circumstances someone may need. The DDC field office staff will work with these individuals to minimize certain inconveniences, because I know obviously construction can be can cause many inconveniences to our project. And then we strive to minimize these construction impacts and maintain a safe and well kept work project site. Uh, our team over here at the field office will work hands on with anyone in the community. Our doors open, and we'll try our best to just minimize all these construction impacts. I know it can be tedious. It could be frustrating not having to have parking or dust on your home or water cutoffs. It's all very very tedious, but for a greater good, for a greater purpose, and we'll try our best to minimize all these impacts. Okay. So community and outreach now.
Eric, is there a bus that runs along Monday Lane?
Yes,
Yes.
the
So-
BX16.
The BX16, yes, but right before it gets to Muddy Lane, it makes a left and
Okay.
goes down near it.
So
So
you expect like a lane, just like a lane closure is gonna happen, right?
I don't believe so. So the 16 bus comes up Pittman. I believe so. Up Pittman
And
around
make a
the,
right.
no, I'm sorry, around Mudley, around the school. And then
Yes.
right before it gets to our construction area on Mudley, it makes a left down near it to go towards the 2 train on White on
Right, and we're not going across near it at that point, so we're gonna just miss it.
yeah, we're just missing it.
So Marie, what do you need from us?
Excuse me?
What?
There's another Westchester bus that runs on Monday Lane. That's incorrect. There's a bus.
Beeline.
that
Oh, you're
runs-
talking about the
Right,
beeline,
that's
right?
correct. There's another bus,
The wi-
correct.
Yeah. So again, we're in communication with the Mount Vernon side, and if there is a beeline bus, we also do coordinate with the other buses other than just MTA. Sometimes they need 2 weeks notice, sometimes they need 6 weeks notice. So if they do need to reroute, we let them know. If we need to, if we can work around it, then wonderful. If not, they will they will decide how they're going to reroute or what the bus stops will look like along the route. So that's something that our field team will coordinate. And then, of course, obviously, we also supplement notices at the bus stops if there are going to be any changes. The RCCL will help to communicate that throughout the community.
Okay.
Right. Thank you, Maria. Okay, so as Maria said before, DDC offices of outreach and communication and notification, OCON is for short, works with community boards, with local businesses and other community stakeholders that are impacted by construction. Myself, Eric Abreu, that's my name. I work with alongside head engineering, and I will be the person on site. I will be the first point of contact. I will be that bridge between the community and the project to help with everyone's needs. And my information is down here below. You guys can take a picture, or I can put it in the chat as well. My email is there. My phone number. That's my personal work phone number. And then the field office location right on Byron Avenue. And then our field office hours are from 7 a.m. to 3:30 p.m.
Okay.
Great.
And then just about 1 or 2 more slides here. Just to give you a quick rundown of my responsibilities following throughout this construction project. I'm the first point of contact, as I said before. Will be maintaining an on-site presence and with communication. I'll be there for the majority of the day throughout the project. I'll be moving back and forth from the field office site when I have to go run and get advisories and such things, but I will be mostly spending most of my time on site. I will try to identify, resolve, and be proactively address any issues or inquiries that occur during the project. I will be distributing advisories and weekly construction activity newsletters and notices. So that's also another point I want to touch on. You guys as well are here in the transit committee for Community Board 12. If you guys have anyone that I may feel that needs this information, these weekly construction bulletins that I have to send out every Friday, please, I beg you, put them in the comment in the chat box, and I will add them to my NN list, which is like a notification network list that I have, and I'll keep them updated through this email blast every Friday. So yourself or anyone that you may need to know this information, please put them out in the chat box, and I will add them to my notification network list that I'll be sending an email blast out for every Friday. Thank you. Then also be providing a 72-hour and 24-hour notice confirmation or cancellation advisories for working parks by mail or door to door. That's obviously when it comes to parking, a sidewalk restriction, or water main shutdowns, or whatever advisories that I may be needing to do. And then I'll also be attending community board meetings, the district service cabinet meetings for the community board 12 monthly as well. So if you guys need any updates from that as well, you guys can also attend those meetings as well.
Yeah, that is their meeting.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that is their meeting.
It's great.
And then this is how we communicate with you. So besides having me on site, I will also be having these printed materials to you that will be either posted on site or delivered by mail. On the left is a project info card, which I did distribute on site. This is what your typical advisory would look like on site as well. This is what your weekly weekly bulletin, construction bulletin would look like. So every Friday, this is what I will be sending out right here, just to update you on what will be going on. And then you guys will also be receiving quarterly newsletters, just an update on what's going on in the project, what will be coming up soon, and just some general information there as well every quarter.
Eric, there was a question in the chat from Ms. Virginia Sanders. How far down Cranford are you going? It's just
Yeah, I just typed it in.
Okay, yeah. So we're answered just to the intersection.
Yes, just to the intersection, correct.
All right, great. All right, it looks good. I mean, this is necessary work.
Yeah.
Maria, do you need anything from the board?
No, I think we're good. I mean, obviously the CCL is here, available, accessible to you, to give you updates. If there are any like civic associations or any key stakeholders other than what we're aware of on those two and a half blocks, just let us know, and we can make ourselves and any of our outreach materials available to them to keep them informed.
Great. I mean, it looks good. It's necessary work.
Thank
I wish
you.
you were doing I wish you were doing more. The whole district.
Oh, you're going to have to talk to DEP about that. These were the limits, the project limits that we were given. I guess obviously based on need, and obviously the older infrastructure involved.
Yeah.
Perhaps they felt that, everything else could kind of wait. But yeah, so we're kind of bounded by what the sponsor agency feels is the most, priority need.
I would actually like to find out what caused the contamination in the soil.
Oh, yeah. So let's talk about that. So again, I always say it could be worse than contaminated soil. Because it's not hazardous, right? Hazardous is obviously, a more dire protocol in place for that. So contaminated soil can be found in almost all over New York City. It's just typical urban fill, at the end of the day. There's been a lot of industrial areas before there were homes. Back in the day, people just buried things. There wasn't any regulations, right? So as we are, going back into the ground and excavating certain areas that haven't been excavated since homes were built there, we encounter, this typical urban fill that has contaminants in it, basically. They just have they see certain levels, which makes it contaminated. And so we do have our protocols in place. And so when Eric was talking about the contractor, he has to just, remove it safely from the site. So he just follows those protocols. We park the trucks that will carry it out. And then he just has to find a site that handles that material. That's all. So that's, I think, the hold up right now. Is just him finding a site, which he does. Again, even that is regulated and has to go through the approval process. So everybody, keeps the whole entire right? So for that, I don't think any major concern. You know, again,
Right, you're breaking up, Maria.
Can't
Maria,
hear you.
you're
Yeah,
breaking
we
up,
can't
Maria.
hear you at all. It's breaking up.
Yeah.
We can hear what
It's,
you said.
you couldn't hear anything I said?
Oh, you're
No,
breaking up.
You were breaking up.
We kind of lost you at the truck.
Yeah, your
Oh,
last
yeah,
thought
the
was,
truck carted safely away at,
Yeah.
at the whatever site the contractor has in place to cart it at. I mean, again, very strict protocols. DDC takes this very seriously. You know, again, we do this on a lot of DDC projects because it's all over the city. You know, we can encounter this type of urban, you know, typical urban fill. So it's not hazardous, which is good. That's actually good
I think
news.
we have a copy. We have a
Yeah.
copy of the presentation.
Me too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because George sent it to me. All right.
I'll give it to you.
The people that are on that doesn't have a name, like the 9175 with a 69 ending, is that close?
That's me, John.
Okay, all right. And there's
I
another one.
told you I would listen in.
Okay, how does it sound, Cole?
It sounds excellent. I tell
Okay.
you, I wish all the contracts were like this.
Yeah,
It's unbelievable. I can't believe it's the city in New York doing it.
Thank you.
we have some
But,
local,
I
we
guess
have some local folks
Appreciate it.
that
Appreciate
do
it.
it too,
My
so,
name is Cynthia Wilson. I live in 4823. I'm at the corner of Monday Lane and 241st Street.
What's your name?
Nadine Wilson.
Ms. Wilson?
Nadine Wilson.
That's correct.
Andy Lane, and, all right, great.
And
Do
I
you
have
have
a
any
question. I'm
questions,
still waiting.
Ms. Wilson?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you. Could you repeat that?
Do you have any questions?
The question that I have is the egress of the whole construction site. When you say to us that we may at times be restricted coming in and out of our properties, I'm sort of concerned about that, being that I also own the property right next door with my mom, who's 96 years old. So there may be times when we're not able to wait until you're able to give us access to leave the property. So that would be my only concern. And also, I have a major concern with the parking as well. Where are you putting all of these cars that are now located on the street once you start the project?
Okay, so Eric, I think he offered, you know, he showed his contact information, his cell, his email. Get in touch with him, let him know exactly where you live. We can let the flaggers know, you know, and let them know that, you know, you have, we'll consider your elderly parent a person that has special needs. You know, if they have their ADA, they need to get to their doctor's appointments, whatever the case may be. We will definitely let you pass. You know, we just have to know in advance. Also, we're not fully closing the streets. We can't do that. We
Okay.
are restricting it because at one point we are going to be digging trenches, but like Eric said, we're only doing maybe about 75 feet at a time, not the entire
Okay.
strip. So when we know we're getting closer to your home, right? Eric will let you know, and then you can share with him any, you know, doctor schedule appointments, things of that nature that, you know, he needs to know so that he could flag you know, flag it to the team on site. Also, another thing is that we are going to impact parking at some point, but again, only in the areas where we're working, right? And then, you know, we have to maintain through traffic. So our MPT, you know, basically stipulates, you know, we have to maintain one lane going, one lane coming. In order to do that and perform the work in a safe manner, we usually take away whatever parking lanes that might be there. We may have to impact an entire parking lane for the duration of the time that we're doing that work operation. And when we're done, then we restore it, go to the next section. So it's just, you know, it's just that everyone's going to share the pain at some point as we're working in front of their homes. So if we're digging a trench, obviously you're not going to have access to your driveway. You just go in and out if we're working on a particular street. So that's where Eric comes in, gives you advance notice. So if you need to leave early, maybe parking it at the side street in the corner might make more sense, or if you can't get out by 7 a.m. because contractors start work at 7 a.m. So, so things like that. If you think you can get it out by 7 a.m., so that just has to be coordinated. And we, like I said, we do this all over the street, everywhere. So we've got it down to a science to some degree. But it's just a matter of communicating, right, and coordinating.
Yeah, definitely. You could definitely just on my number that you saw on the slide as well, and I can give it to you now if you want. You could definitely just text me or call me.
Unfortunately, I'm not seeing it. I'm on my phone, so I'm just listening basically.
Why don't you give her your number now, Eric? Why don't you give her your number now?
Yeah, are you ready for my number?
Why don't you put it on the chat, Eric?
Sure, yeah.
She's on the phone. She don't have a chat.
She's on the phone. She's on the phone. So, yeah.
Are you ready?
Yes, I am.
Yeah, it's going to be 929.
Okay.
545.
Okay.
5205.
Okay.
And his email is Monday Lane.
Yep.
You spell it out?
This is my email. MUNDYLANE.CCL@gmail.com.
Okay.
Yeah, so
okay, great.
If you have just tomorrow morning, actually, if you want, you could call me and we'll figure everything out. Yeah, I'll be in the office about 7 a.m. So if you want to give me a call about 8:30, we can get everything squared away.
Okay. Thank you.
Of course.
And again, feel free to share his number and his information with your neighbors. The more people who have access to,
Please do.
the better. The better.
And there's signs up in the neighborhood, so.
Yeah, we definitely.
Yes, there are also advisories up in the neighborhood as well.
Okay. Thank you.
No problem.
All right, great. Thank you very much, Maria and Eric.
And team.
Team.
Appreciate it. Thank you, guys.
John, I just want to say something. I've done
Yes,
over
sir.
400 jobs with DDC in the city during my career at Transit. And I can't believe how well together they are on this job.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah. It's Maria don't play, man. You know, she's tough.
Yeah, I mean, we're not perfect. We try our best, and I'm not going to say that there might not be a hiccup or two once we get started with construction, but we're accessible, we're responsive, and we try our best. So please, if there's anything you see that might be, that might go awry, just give us a call.
Yeah, I mean.
Well, I'll tell you, 3030 Thompson was my second home.
All right, great. Thank you, Maria.
Have a great
All right.
Team.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Holly? Is there anyone from Montefiore here?
I didn't see anybody.
Okay, so the issue in Montefiore is they sent a request to George and they would like to change Carpenter Avenue, that little section, the little block. They want to turn it into a one-way going south.
So I know that we met with Joe back in May. And he mentioned this, and I had asked him if he had brought it to the board's attention. And I reached out to you guys on May 5th, and I think he was supposed to discuss this with the committee in June. I don't know if it was, but I looked and I didn't see anything from you guys requesting this.
Yeah, this is the first time we're meeting.
Okay, I'm happy to hear that. So yeah, I know that we met. I sent you guys a presentation that Joe sent us. So if you want to send us something, we can log this and get the ball rolling for this, on this.
We need Monty to come.
You need Monty. We need Monty to come.
So table it.
Holly, what are your thoughts on the situation?
My thoughts?
On this, you're talking to me, right, John?
No, I was asking Holly. I know your thoughts.
Oh, Holly, I'm sorry.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't have an opinion. I'm not an engineer, so I don't know. I don't know if the benefit, if it's feasible or not. That's something that we'd have to see if it's feasible. My personal thoughts, I don't have any
Okay.
on it, to be honest with you.
Due to that apartment building that they're putting up, is that why?
I have no idea. That's why we need Monty. That's why
Okay,
Apartment building up there.
Yeah.
but yeah,
John, do you want a little background on this?
Yeah.
Okay. When the hospital was known as Misericordia, which goes back, a couple of years, it was one-way southbound. They asked to have it made two ways, so the ambulances coming out of the emergency room entrance could make a left to 233rd Street and go on their way, because there was too much conflict with southbound traffic when the ambulances came out, and they had a minimum amount of accidents. So they asked to have it made two ways from the exit to 233rd Street, and that's why it is the way it is today. If they make it one-way southbound from 233rd Street, you're gonna come back to the same situation we had when it was Misericordia Hospital.
Great.
I would be 100% opposed to it.
and I just shared with you the presentation that I reshared that they shared with us back in May. So maybe you could take a look at it and then decide if this is something the community wants.
Okay.
Well, I think safety is more important than what the community wants. Sometimes the community don't see everything. This is a safety issue.
The community.
And I guarantee you, if you make a one-way south from 233rd Street, you're going to have many accidents between private vehicles and ambulances.
Well, we table it anyhow.
So we'll table this issue until we get Montefiore to come.
Okay.
To us. And we'll get in contact with you, Holly.
Please, yeah, definitely.
Thanks.
Thank you, guys.
Okay.
Thank you. Have a good one. That's it.
All right.
You too.
I got a motion to close.
Motion to close.
Want to second that?
Second.
Good night, guys.
Good night.
So what Carl's saying is